Okay, so hopefully this video isn't outdated as soon as it gets put out. The Pokemon Legends ZA trailer is released, and I was kind of surprised at the lack of information we see in it. One thing that we did see is only returning Mega Evolutions, and so I thought, how funny would it be if they introduced 0 new Mega Evolutions? I think that would be hilarious, and I think it's unlikely, but I would not put that past them. So my question is, how would you perceive the game if that was the case? If they didn't release any new Mega Evolutions, would this still be a cool game? And so that'd mean like the starters would not be Mega. They would just be Colossian. Like Colossian Meganium is just a fairy type. It's not a Mega Meganium. And I think what would be even crazier is if they not just introduced no new Megas, but not all of the old Megas are there. Like, nobody would be missing Mega Audino, but what if both Charizards were in the game, but not Blastoise or Venusaur? And again, unlikely, but I wouldn't put that past them because we saw Gigantamax Charizard, but without Blastoise or Venusaur, until they released a DLC. And so I think that'd be hilarious if they did the same thing, but just without the DLC, and they just had both Charizards, but not the other starters. How would you perceive the game at that point? And another thing I was thinking about is, how do you think Mewtwo is going to be shoehorned into the game? Like, Mewtwo has 2 Megas. I don't feel like they could just ignore it, but it felt really weird that it was just in X and Y. And so I'm wondering, are they going to try and put it in the storyline somehow? And so, even though the idea of no new Megas is probably not happening, you know what probability is high though? Mega Zygarde. And that raises a lot of questions because of its power constructability. Like we saw in the trailer Zydoge, and so power construct is in the game. How could they introduce Mega Zygarde with power construct? Because like regular Zygarde has 600 base stat total, and Zygarde Complete has 708. And so which Zygarde would Mega if it could? Like Mega Rayquaza and Mega Mewtwo both have 780 base stat total. So if the 100 is added to the complete form, that's 808 base stat total. That's 28 over those two. And by the way, when I looked up Mega Mewtwo, just for its base stat total, I saw this on Bulbapedia, like just above the biology section. Have you ever heard anybody refer to Mew and Mewtwo as the Mew duo? I've never heard that once before, and I just thought it was hilarious to read it on the Bulbapedia article. Anyways, like, I get Mega Rayquaza is busted because of its itemless Mega, but who's to say Zygarde won't also be? And I mean, they looked at Mega Mewtwo and said, okay, what if we made something even stronger? Here's Mega Rayquaza, so what's stopping them from doing it a second time? Also, the Mega Evolutions didn't affect HP, and I assumed that in X and Y this was just a technical limitation. They weren't sure how variable HP could work in a game, like, you know, would it mess up the percentages or KO Pokemon unintentionally, or, you know. And so I just assumed that was a technical limitation that they just didn't want to have to sort through the code for. But Zygarde Complete changes its HP on the power construct. Will the Mega have the HP, like the base HP of Zygarde Complete? How will healing work when it Mega evolves? Does this mean that variable HP would be on the table for other Megas? And what would Mega Zygarde's ability be? Even if Zygarde 50, like regular Zygarde, got 700 base stat total, and it couldn't use its power constructability to become complete, any good ability would still be nuts on 700 base stat total. And so, you know what would be even funnier? Is imagine they hit us with the classic XY half-baked thought process, and Zygarde doesn't Mega, and it's literally just the 50% with Aura Break without Yveltal or Xerneas being in the game. Like, Zydoge is just storyline, but when you catch Zygarde, it's just Aura Break, there's no power construct. That would be hilarious.